As we go into Friday afternoon, we've been talking about the winter weather impact for a few days now. We want you to stay weather aware, especially after 2 o'clock. That is still around the time frame. It looks like we'll start to see this winter weather impacting the Charlotte metro. It will continue through very early Saturday morning. Biggest impact here is going to be dangerous, treacherous travel. So please try to stay inside and not travel if you don't absolutely have to. We'll have snow and likely a lot of ice covering the roadways. So other than limiting travel, if you can use extra caution if you have to be out, and remember to charge those devices. This is so one thing, if you get caught for some reason in the car, you have ways to get alerts. Multiple ways to get alerts is always a great thing when we have the chance for severe or winter weather. And of course, you can stay updated with the forecast right here on WCNC Charlotte. But let's say your power goes out, then you can stay updated as well using our streaming WCNC Plus and of course the app right on your phone. Satellite radar right now showing where the storm system is. It is going to again be impacting us Friday afternoon. 2 o'clock still looks like that time frame, but I want to point something out here as we look at your hour by hour forecast. It's not just the fact that we're going to see the chance for winter weather, but temperatures are going to be bitterly cold. We're talking about highs only near freezing across the entire region. This means that near the ground, the air is going to be very, very cold, but it's really the mid levels of the atmosphere that we're looking at. To see snow, you need straight 32 degrees Fahrenheit from top to bottom when the rain or snow falls from the cloud. But what happens sometimes is we get this warm air in the mid levels of the atmosphere that can result in sleet or even freezing rain. Now, what has changed over the last 24 hours is more warm mid-level air. And that means that our totals are cut smaller because there's more sleet versus less snow, but also has a better chance to see ice accumulation. So again, here's a look at futurecast. You can see all the cold temperatures. Here's that snow starting to pop in. As we get closer to sunset, that's when we'll start to see that changeover. It will start south in portions of the sandhills and then eventually shift all the way to about the I-40 corridor. Most of the active snow and sleet and freezing rain should wrap up after midnight on Saturday, but it won't be until we see sunshine and temperatures returning to the 40s on Saturday afternoon, like you can see there, that we will start to see this melt and eventually get out of here. I do think there will be a small refreeze potential with black ice Saturday night, mostly for those areas along and north of the I-40 corridor. So how much snow and sleet? You've probably seen this map for the last few days. We have trimmed back the totals, again, especially across portions of the metro and down toward the sandhills, where we are expecting you to see more sleet and freezing rain. Think of it like a stacked on sandwich. We have snow near the ground. That allows for the air and the ground, of course, to stay cold. But then you get sleet on top of that, and then freezing rain on top of that. Makes for very messy travel conditions because the sleet and the freezing rain is stacked on top. So in these same areas that are expecting lesser totals, of course, because of the sleet and ice, we'll also see the higher chance for ice potential. Again, mostly because that changeover happens quicker. And because we have that warm air in the mid levels, this means for the areas especially shaded in the darkest pink color, so portions of Chester, Lancaster, Chesterfield County, Southern Union, Southern Anson, you have the highest potential of not just ice, but treacherous travel conditions. And on top of that, small chance to see isolated power outages as ice will accumulate likely on some of those power lines. Typically, the threshold here is about 1/4 of an inch, and we're really close to that threshold for those southern communities. So here's your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Of course, we want you to stay weather aware tomorrow afternoon through early Saturday morning. Conditions will improve by the second half of Saturday, but I promise you folks, we are still not going to be warm anytime over the next 7 days.
All right, Brittany.